Welcome to the worst lighting of all time. Anyways, the best indicator of music popularity in Japan is the Billboard Hot 100. Every week, one song takes the top spot, and as of mid-November, there have been 16 different number ones throughout the year. So let's check out the charts and find out which of these are actually any good, and which of these should not exist. The first one for this year, reigning from the start of the year to January 25th, and then again for the week of March 8th, it's official Hige Dandism's Subtitle. It's pretty decent, not a fantastic song or anything, but it's pretty interesting instrumentally, and if this was the big song that was getting played everywhere, I really wouldn't mind it at all. I'm not sure if I'd ever go out of my way to seek it out and listen to it, but it's pretty good, and it's better than a lot of the other big Japanese ballad tracks that tend to end up on these rankings. After that, the ranking shifted to Fearless by K-pop group Sserafim, who held number 1 on the week of February 1st. This song is fine, but it's not particularly good. I see why it's popular. It's got really nice production that works super well in headphones, and I think the hook is also pretty solid. It is a bit repetitive though, and overall this is a really low-key song that doesn't leave too much of an impression on me. I listened to this a bunch for the video, and I liked it less every time I heard it because it is, again, really repetitive in the chorus. It's okay, I guess. Following that, we get our first of many Japanese boy bands with Stars by Sandaime J-Soul Brothers from Exile Tribe on the week of February 8th. That name really rolls off the tongue there. This is just a painfully generic electro-pop song. If you've ever heard some generic white dude on the American radio singing about love over some hilariously overproduced and corporate instrumental, this is basically just the Japanese equivalent of that. It's not good, and it gets even worse when they start trying to rip off Avicii towards the end, which just makes me question how this came out in 2023. This would have been an outdated song in 2013, and this got released this year. This is the definition of dated EDM. Next, we have more K-pop with Fighting by BSS, not BTS, BSS, and this features Lee Youngji. It was number 1 on the week of February 15th. Before I talk about this song, I want to turn your attention to the cover for the EP that it's on, because this dude in the middle has one of the worst fits I've ever seen in my life. Why is he wearing a hat that way? Anyways, this is a pretty fine, if generic, pop song. I'm never gonna really listen to it again, but it's tolerable. If I heard this on the radio, I probably wouldn't turn it off or anything. The hook's a little iffy, but I've heard worse. That's just a pretty apt way to describe this song in general. I've heard worse. This is a respectable effort. We go back to Japan for February 22nd's entry, Boom Boom Back by Be First. And this sucks. This is an awful and almost hilariously annoying attempt at some of the most generic pop you can imagine. The vocal processing on the drop is so cheap and bad. There's these random call and response sections lumped in as well that sound terrible. It's flicking back and forth between smooth crooning in the verses and then an awful EDM chorus, and they both sound like shit. I mean, this is just horrendous. Next one for March 1st is another Japanese boy band, Life Goes On by King and Prince. As far as I can tell, this isn't on streaming in America, so my YouTube recommendations are gonna get killed instead. There's not a lot to say about this one. It's only 2 minutes long, and it is awful. This is awful. It's a nearly irredeemably boring pop song, and the only thing I've taken away from this is that they've got a Fujoshi in the costume designing department. And this dude is struggling to ride a scooter at 2 miles an hour. No thanks. March 8th, as mentioned earlier, was for some reason Subtitle again, so let's skip to March 15th, where it's Paradise by idol group NiziU. Back on the covers, this is an incredibly low-effort cover for a girl group with this level of popularity. This is a lot slower than most previous songs here. There's been a lot of attempts at radio pop bangers, but this is more of a classic ballad track. This is the kind of song that absolutely dominated the charts back in the 80s and 90s, so it's interesting to see that that isn't a completely dead thing on the charts. The problem with this, as with most ballad tracks, is that they're very lyrically focused, and I don't speak Japanese, so I get absolutely nothing out of this song. It's not even instrumentally different from a lot of those 80s ballads, it's just really generic. Maybe I'll learn Japanese eventually and suddenly like this song, who knows? It's not very good. March 22nd, it's Tapestry by Snowman, which is once again not on Spotify, so we get to ruin my YouTube homepage some more. I'm a bit confused by the whole point of this song. The song itself is painfully generic and bland, And because I've been forced to watch the music video, I think this is just an excuse to get people to look at hot boys for 4 minutes. But if you're gonna watch hot boys, what's the point of like watching this music video? There's surely better options for that, and this song isn't adding anything to it at all. You could just mute the song here and watch them dance around instead, and you'd probably get the same effect. Also, at 107 in this video, this dude makes the worst attempt at lip syncing that I've ever seen in my life, and I just wanted to point that out. This is not good. Maybe I'm too gay to be the target audience for this, who knows, but I don't like it. Next is Bye Bye Show by Bish, who I will make a whole video about someday, because between them and their predecessor, Bish, there is so much to talk about. All you need to know about Bish is that they tried to brand themselves as some kind of offbeat and anti-conformity idol group, and then promptly gave up on that the moment they started selling, and just made bland rock music until their breakup. Speaking of bland rock music, hey, that's exactly what this is. Bish spent 5 minutes trying and failing to find any reason why you should listen to them over like an actual rock band. The singing sounds tired and uninspired, and the instrumental is what happens when you type guitar rock instrumental into an AI chatbot. This is the worst song so far, just for how infuriatingly bland it is. It'll get worse though, don't worry. Next up for April 5th, it's Here I Stand by South Korean boy band Treasure. It's fine. Better than a lot of recent songs, at least. The instrumental is a bit too repetitive, but I think the vocals, which is probably why most people are listening to this, is pretty good. They've got good melodies, I like the hook. It's a functional pop song. It's similar to that BSS song. Like, I've heard plenty worse, it's tolerable. And then one more before we entered the danger zone. April 12th was Tiger by Japanese boy band JO1. It's another very mid-pop song that is just doing generic pop tropes really badly. The drum bass hit thing sounds almost comically bad. I don't know. I've heard 3 songs like this just in this video. They're all bad, and I'm starting to run out of things to say. Next up, we arrive at a song I can't seem to avoid talking about on this channel. Idol by Yoasobi. This is the longest running #1 in Billboard Japan history, going all the way from the week of April 9th to the week of September 6th. And I really don't like this song. I've talked about it both in a single review and in my Yoasobi EP review, so I won't go on for too long, but this is one of my least favorite J-pop songs I've heard all year. Yoasobi has a very distinct formula, and they're not really making an attempt to break away from it, outside of adding annoying sound effects. It's the same hyperactive electronic instrumentals, long drawn-out melodies, and key changes that you've heard on every song they've ever released. The reasons why this one are so specifically bad is that 1, the song is so disjointed that it comes off as incredibly annoying. Nothing here works together. It's ping-ponging between 20 different things and never gives enough time to any of them. And 2, the singer sounds so ass on this song for no apparent reason. Like, she's a good singer, she just sounds awful here. I don't know, this is terrible. You can watch me rant about it for even longer if you want, but it's not good. Finally interrupting that one, a real titan of the J-pop industry, and I say that unironically, it's Snowman again with their song Dangerholic. Unlike most songs here, they're actually trying something interesting. And also unlike most songs here, this is actually pretty solid. Way better than their last song for sure. The chorus is actually really good here, and the music video is pretty fun to watch. There's more to it than just 4 minutes of hot dudes staring into the screen. There's like plot and stuff. It's fun. I really do enjoy this song. The step up from Tapestry to this is actually insane. I'm very glad it happened. Following them for the week of September 20th, it's another repeat artist whose first song was terrible, Mainstream by Be First. What I want you to do is to listen to Boom Boom Back like 3 times front to back. It's a pretty generic pop song. You'll think, oh, this is just a generic pop boy band group. And then listen to the first 5 seconds of this song because I genuinely did a spit take when I first heard it. Unfortunately, the rest of the song is not as promising as that bit, but it's not bad. It's definitely better than Boom Boom Back, that's for sure. This is the only real rap song on the list, and while I wish there was a bit more to the beat, there's some pretty solid bars here. Really, I've heard a lot worse in the field of Japanese rap from like actual rappers instead of idols. This is fine. There's only 2 songs left now, as this takes us to our second big long run of the year, Show by Otto, which stretches from the week of September 27th to now as of when I'm recording this, with only 1 missed week in between that I'll get to in a second. This song is produced by the 3 horsemen of terrible J-pop, Hige, who we just touched on in our last video, Top Ham Hat Kyo, and Teddy Lloyd, all 3 of whom are individually completely insufferable. And I really think they should be kicked out of the music industry. Not because they've done anything wrong that I know of, like I'm sure they're all probably good people. They're just terrible at music. And these three team up to create what is one of the biggest J-pop disasters of the year. Otto is a really versatile and generally good singer. I've long said her problems mainly stem from her team hooking her up with bad producers, as was frequently the case on her debut album, Kyojin. And I just continue to get proved right on that statement. There is one redeemable quality to this song, and that's that the hook here is really, really good. Like, complete opposite from the rest of this song, this hook is one of the best I've heard in J-pop in a while. Which is shocking, because the rest of this song is just a tragedy of failure. Otto is too versatile here. She's changing vocal styles every 3 seconds, with seemingly no regard for what goes together or actually sounds good at all. She's making random sound effects for no reason, and this stupid chaos extends to the instrumental as well, which is parts weird folk music, parts fart noises, part trap, part electro swing, and part like 7 other genres that don't go together in any conceivable way. It doesn't know what the fuck is happening, which is trademark of any song these three ever make. All three of these musicians need to be tried for crimes against J-pop, especially if the new Fake Type album counts against them, because, oh boy, I will not be covering that, but oh boy. And finally, for the week of October 25th, Show's run was interrupted by the idol group Sakurazaka 46 and their song Shōnin Yokkyū. Is this good? No. It's an overly hyperactive synth-pop song that mixes the vocals surprisingly low, considering it's an idol song, and I'm pretty sure the girls are supposed to be the main part of this. The girls also don't sing particularly well though, so I don't think it really matters in any way. However, would I rather listen to this than Show? Absolutely. So I'm glad it won this week. So that is the #1 Billboard Japanese song for every week so far this year, as of when I am recording this, which is 12:38 in the morning on Thanksgiving. The best one of these was probably Dangerholic. That was actually pretty fun, and it was a nice surprise after Idol. The worst is kind of a toss-up between Show and Bye Bye Show. Those were both pretty awful. So if you want to make a good J-pop song that tops the charts, don't put Show in the name. That's what we've learned today. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, because apparently it helps my channel, and my next couple videos will all be about some good J-pop, because I like being positive more than I like listening to 10 boy bands in a row. Bye!